Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. We have all three commissioners present, and it was properly posted on December 15th. And our prayer and pledge will be led by the assessor, Larry Stein.
Dear Father, this incredible time of year is a restart for so much. We'll be celebrating the winter solstice this Wednesday, and then we'll head into a brand new year. And some of our friends who have been with us at the county, part of our county family, will be leaving. Some have already left, but we all ask special blessings on our current employees, our soon-to-be former employees, and all of our county workers, all of our federal and state folks that we work with. We remember Christmas and the birth of your son as an incredibly special time of year that brings out the best in all of us. And we ask you to bless this meeting and all who are attending and watching online in your name. Amen. Please join me in the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of both December 5th and December 9th?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The bid, awarding the bid. Chantel.
Commissioners, the first recommendation for award is CW 23025 for highway materials. This is routine in nature. We bid this out twice a year. We received 19 bids for our highway materials. I am recommending award to the low vendor for these categories: cement slurry to Oklahoma Cement Solutions, concrete material to DeLisi Brothers, pipe and steel grater blades to Dub Ross, oils to Vance Brothers, cement kiln dust to Silver Star Construction, hauling crush materials to A&A Trucking, micro surfacing to Vance Brothers, seal coating pavement to Tri-City Seal Coat Company. For our native materials, which is aggregates, asphalt, and sands, according to Title 19, I'm recommending that we award to all bidders so that each department will be responsible for determining lowest and best selection at the time of project based upon their availability, price, and transportation costs. And this is very routine.
Okay.
I'll move the recommendation of the purchasing office.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next recommendation is for voter ballots. This, you must be certified with the state, and the company that is certified may only cover a certain area. Our certified company is Royal Printing, who turned in the bid. I'm recommending award to Royal Printing. Their rates are actually incredibly fair as the market tends to increase, but these, especially with upcoming elections, our election board was very happy for these prices. So I'm recommending award to Royal Printing Company.
Very good.
I'll move the recommendation of the purchasing office.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Finally, this is a recommendation for lawn maintenance supplies. We received 3 bids, and based upon final evaluation, I am recommending award lowest per line item to Madison Turf Farms, Eckroat Seed, and Site One Landscape.
Okay.
I'll move the recommendation of the purchasing office.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nothing special on number 5. That's your P card statement of the month. We had, I think, 4 charges, mainly travel related.
All right.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I'll move our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And no change to the blanket?
I have been asked if we can hold this to the end of the docket. There's an agreement that must be approved first before we can proceed.
Okay, very good. Any individual consideration on the consent docket? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Kelly, work.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. My name is Kelly Work, and I'm here on behalf of the Oklahoma County Finance Authority. The item that we have requested to be placed on your agenda for this morning for your consideration is a lease revenue bond issue that has been requested by the Choctaw-Nakoma Park Public School District. We have a number of people here today, and I'll call on Superintendent David Reed in just a moment to come forward and give you all some further information about the district's plans for the proceeds from this proposed bond issue, and a little bit of information just about what's currently happening with the district and about the projects they have planned. Also present with Mr. Reed on behalf of the district is Kevin Berry, who's the Chief Financial Officer for the district, and Todd Delbeck, who is Project Manager. And then also in connection with the project, David Floyd with Floyd and Driver Law Firm, who will be serving as bond counsel on the project, is present. Ron Fisher and Ryan McDonald of Stephen H. McDonald and Associates. They're the financial advisors for the district and the authority on the project. And then also present is Tom Thompson with D.A. Davidson and Company, who will be the underwriter in connection with these proposed bonds. As you all know, these are conduit financing bonds that are done through the Oklahoma County Finance Authority. The authority is a public trust and has as its beneficiary Oklahoma County, and it is available for educational facilities, economic development projects, medical facilities, cultural facilities, and other projects, similar projects that are done all in the purpose of providing economic benefit for Oklahoma County. The bonds will be limited obligations of the Oklahoma County Finance Authority. They are not an obligation of Oklahoma County. They do require, of course, as with respect to any of the bonds that are issued by the Oklahoma County Finance Authority, they do require approval of this commission. The Finance Authority met last week on the 16th and approved this proposed application, and so we had requested that it be placed on your agenda for today, anticipating their approval, which was done on Friday, all in an effort to try to get this in a position to be closed mid-January. That's the current plan. Let me call on David Reed, who is superintendent for Choctaw-Nakoma Park Public School District, and have him provide you with some further information.
Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you for meeting with us today. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of some of the projects that we will be doing in the revenue lease portion. When we ran the school bond issue, we got with our patrons to try to determine what our greatest needs were, and safety and security was one of our biggest concerns. We have 9 different sites, and only 4 of those sites actually had safe and secure tornado shelters. And so with this bond issue, it's going to make sure that all 9 of our sites have safe rooms that will be big enough to hold all of our students and staff at each site, even if they were at capacity. And so that was the main thing that we went. Then we also looked at a growing school district. Choctaw-Nakoma Park is increasing in enrollment, so we needed to prepare for the future. So we're going to add a new elementary school, which will help relieve some of the burden of the overcrowdedness going on in 3 of our schools. But we're also going to replace the front building of Choctaw High School. This will be a roughly 100,000 square foot 2-story building. It will be the gym of the Choctaw-Nakoma Park school system. We don't have a lot of business, and the community really revolves around the school district. And so we will be having, like I said, this building. We've got fine arts projects in there. We've also got athletic projects. And so regardless of where the kids are in the district, they will have something that will benefit them as they're at their current site, as well as they transition through the Choctaw-Nakoma Park School District. I could sit and talk about this for hours. I know you guys probably don't want to hear that, and so I will turn it over to you. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But other than that, I will be quiet.
I followed this through the Finance Authority, so I'm familiar with it. Do the other commissioners have any questions about it? Okay. I appreciate you all coming down. Anything else you have, Kelly?
Unless you all have questions.
Again, I'm familiar with it. So, all right, all in favor?
One question. How many students total do you have in your district?
We have this year's our largest ever is 5,830.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'll move the item.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, Superintendent. Appreciate everybody who came. Item 31, this is the, is Mr. Tardibono here?
Yes.
There he is, okay. You want to come forward?
Morning, Commissioners. So when the jail bond process started for the new jail, one of the things that the Criminal Justice Advisory Council recommended was that there should be an oversight and accountability committee really to keep transparency and accountability open as we move forward, because we're very aware of the problems that happened 30 years ago when there wasn't this level of transparency. You all have set up that oversight board to be a member, 7 members. Each of you have made your 3 appointments. You requested CJAC to come back and give you 4 potential nominees, and so we've done that. Steve Mason, as the proposed chair, has extensive experience in development, construction. Larry Stevens, as the former city manager of Edmond, as vice chairs, our proposal has extensive knowledge in public finance, public construction projects, and then our other 2 just at-large nominees, Joanne Davis, who currently leads the Black Chamber of Commerce. In her previous life, she was a contracts and procurement person at Tinker, and has very extensive experience in that process of bidding, contracting, managing, program management. And then finally, Mike Mize, who worked extensively in the MAPS 2 and the MAPS 3 projects, so has that level of experience. And he was also on the facilities subcommittee that guided the new jail proposal through everything. And so he has extensive understanding of what has gone into the proposal up to now. So we are grateful for you all and the work you did to get the vote there, to help get the vote passed. And now we're in that phase of having to make sure we do it right moving forward. And these are the 4 folks that we felt had the longest tenure of available, the longest ability to show success over decades, and then frankly the willingness to step forward and be in the public limelight and take on this important project. Their commitment to the community is very strong.
And I would add that they weren't asked to sign up for a short period of time. Each of these were asked to serve for a potential of several years.
Right. I believe you all have a 3-year term as the initial term, and then you would look at renewals after that.
Okay.
And I think all of them are present.
I think
that
so.
correct?
There's Mr. Mason, Joanne Davis, Larry, and Mike right there. Yep.
Thank you all for coming down here.
It's your last chance to wiggle out. Okay, well, thanks to all of you who are willing to serve, particularly to Mr. Mason for being able to chair it. I thank you very much for your agreeing to serve.
Yes.
It's going to be a very important committee. It's going to have extremely important work, and I think it was absolutely essential to the voters, knowing that we were going to have this in place to vote their confidence in us with their dollars, which of course extends to you. So thank you for taking that stewardship on.
And for those of you in the room who may not have been alive in 1989 and 1990, 91, this type of citizen oversight board did not exist with the construction of our current jail. There was almost no citizen oversight. So I think we're all very happy and very proud to nominate these folks and get this board up and running and helping us construct this facility.
Yeah, it's an absolutely essential element of the whole thing. And there is very understandably still for those who were alive and cognizant of the last jail being built, there were mistakes made because they did not have this kind of oversight. It was not transparent, and that's a problem in any public construction thing, particularly one of this size in a jail. So I commend all of you for being willing to serve, and this is a promise kept.
And aside from our citizen committees like the Board of Adjustment and the Finance Authority and Planning Commission, I believe this is the first of its kind oversight committee. So setting history. All right, is there a motion?
I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a couple of resolutions for those that are parting us. And I know that we have a number of citizens that are here to speak on these ARPA things, so I apologize that for those that are having to wait. But I'll hold mine till later. If that's okay with you guys. 33 is just the agreement with the Jones High School for the County Free Fair event. I know LaDonna's here if you have any questions. This is an annual. Okay.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I notice we have the sheriff here and for an item later. If he needs to get going, if we would take that up. It's
Okay.
not a controversial item.
Sheriff, are you in a hurry today? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out, though. Okay, item 34 is possible action regarding ARPA subrecipient agreement. Joe, you got a thing to point out about this?
Good morning, Commissioners. On your desk is an amended version of that agreement. As we were reviewing it, we noted that the requirement for a SAMS registration was not included. It is the new paragraph 9. Other than that, there were no changes.
Okay, do we need to enter that into the record? Probably should. Okay, I would move that we enter this amended document into our record today.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. So Joe, this is just saying that they have to have a SAMS and a DUNS number, or they have a SAMS and a DUNS number.
They must have
Okay.
in order to be a subrecipient. And the expectation is this will be the template going forward.
Okay.
And that's something that we can provide samples of to potential subrecipients and
Yeah,
such.
our
So,
consultant should be able, Commissioner, to help them.
right, Accenture is our consultant, right?
Okay. Now, is there a motion to approve as a whole?
I'll move approval.
Second.
It's back on 34. Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 Item 35, we've had this bantering back and forth about holidays, how it affects the courts and all this sort of stuff for 22. So it was proposed to us at our last meeting, we'd follow the meeting, or the meeting maybe before, that we would follow those issued by the governor's executive order for what would be state holidays. However, that left out a couple we had been accustomed to having in the past. I thought that we could not exceed the number of employee holidays than that of the state. But with the DA's blessing, we can elect to follow those that are state or federal recognized holidays, which to my knowledge included days I had never even heard of, like Senior Citizens Day, and in terms of recognizing that as a state holiday. So what I did is I presented all of these options here to you, mostly at the request of the court clerk, who wanted in particular the days that we had lost last year to be considered for this year. And the court administrator very quickly got back with me and said these days would present problems for her. So you can't make anybody happy around here is the bottom line. With try to give them a day off and they still don't like it. So do you have a recommendation, Mr. Court Clerk, as to what to do?
Based on the 9 days that we've had for the last few years, I would recommend that those are the days, just stick with those 9 so we don't change the lives of our employees. At the same time, we always have to look at the courts. If we have a jury Monday, then we may have to do something with that. But that's where we get together and talk way in advance before the holiday and plan this all out. I think the way you set the holidays by code and statute is from January the 1st to January the 20th. I believe those are the dates when you can set the holidays.
January?
This coming January the 1st, between January, what I was reading in the statutes when I was looking all this up, it says that the holidays will be set by the county between January the 1st and January the 20th.
So you would say next month we would do 24's holidays?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So you're saying out of these that are options, you would like which two? Or,
I would keep the same 9 we had.
well, specify for the record which
I
one
don't
you want.
have in front of me.
Well,
Let's see.
right there is
Discuss
in
actual
front of you.
additional holidays for year including that includes Jefferson Day, April.
Because off the top of my head, I can't recall what Renee said among these was a problem for the courts. I thought she might be here to protest, but
Yeah, I would have to get the whole 9 and take a look at them. But basically, we didn't have these last year, did we? Jefferson Day and Senior Citizens Day?
I'm pretty sure if memory serves, she said Columbus Day, Indigenous People Day was a problem.
Both of them are just Columbus Day.
I think it's
They're the
It's
same.
Same day,
same day.
Depending on what you want to call it.
Maybe we should table this and get Renee here,
Yeah,
or
get all of us
you-
together so
you-
we can look at
right,
them.
or sure, you can visit ahead of time and figure out a time.
Yeah, that's all we have to do is get all our schedules together and work it all out for the
All right, I'll move
advantage of our employees.
I'll move to table the item.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. In relation to my item earlier that I passed, I'm getting ready to lose a chief deputy, so I've got a new one. And she's in the back of the room with us today, Jessica Clayton, which we will be welcoming on December 30th officially. But since this is our last meeting of the year, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to appoint Jessica to the County Handbook Committee.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And with all the extra changes, that also means that on item 37, I'd like to make Brandy Mertens the primary member to Policy and Governance, and Jessica, for now, is the alternate member. I'll move the item.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for your willingness to serve. Item 38 is for legal representation. And if there's no questions, I'll make a motion.
Aaron, is this the one that you handed us the procurement for? Where's Aaron?
I believe that's on another item.
No, no, Commissioner. The procurement is for one that's actually to represent the county in litigation within the state of Texas. It's your item number 50.
Okay, thank you. I'll second on item 38.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
District 3.
Okay, well,
Actually,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No.
There are a number of citizens who have signed up to speak on the following items, so if it's all right with your pleasure, we just maybe hear from all at once here, and then we can consider any of these action items. Clint Thompson.
This is regarding item number 39.
My first time, so my name is Clint Thompson. I'm a retired lieutenant, University Hospital Authority Police.
The microphone, there you go.
Sorry, my name is Lieutenant Clint Thompson, retired University Hospital Authority Police. I'm one of the four co-founders of 401 Kids Incorporated. We were incorporated in 1999 in the state of Oklahoma. We're currently in good standing with the Oklahoma State Department. We are, in the beginning, we started out helping abused children and clothing, and we started out with giving them teddy bears that came into Children's Hospital and clothing. And then we've continued this to different times with Oklahoma Department of Human Services as they change their situations. So we still will support abused children. And a few years ago, we took on the Herculean task of working towards building historically the first ever full-term home for sex trafficked girls in the United States. If this would happen, and it will, it'll be the first time ever in Oklahoma County and the state of Oklahoma. It's never been done in the United States, and most likely it's never been done in the world. And basically what that is, that once that these, we're taking young ladies, once these young ladies are recovered by law enforcement, they're turned over to the DHS for processing. And then at DHS decision, they will send us to our home where they will stay in their own bedroom, and they'll be basically raised as it's their own home. They'll have the benefit of all the education, health, and mental health and physical health. They'll have outings. They'll be raised basically like we would our own daughters. And we believe that at the end, upon recommendations of DHS and counseling, that once they have graduated from or get their high school diploma or GED, we'll send them to a trade school or university for completing the process of bringing them back in to being a productive citizen, and hopefully can heal much better than they would before. As I said, my name is Clint Thompson. I've been a law enforcement officer in 3 continents. I was a United Nations police officer in Kosovo, Yugoslavia at that time. So Yugoslavia is now its own country. I was, while in special operations, I made the first ever arrest for sex trafficking of a juvenile in United Nations police history. I also became promoted to chief of personnel, where I administered records for 700 international police officers, 180 translators, 20 housekeeping and maintenance people, and I personally supervised 6 headquarters within the American sector of 22 different personnel people that worked under myself, as well as my office. I had 2 national administrative assistants that handled the translators, and I had 3 international police officers under me. So I'm very well with budgets and protocol, sick leave, and things like that. The budget for our American sector for law enforcement was right at $21 million a year. So I feel strongly about this and feel deeply about doing this for these girls. In law enforcement, I always wondered how we could do more since we are at the beginning of their journey. And so this is how we're going to be there for the end and progression in their journey to become productive citizens.
Questions for Mr. Thompson?
I just have a couple. So can you describe, I mean, I think, we all have some awareness about, the problem of human trafficking. Can you describe, the degree of the problem? Is it growing, et cetera? And then particularly when the trafficked women are juveniles, which is whom you're hoping to serve, the challenges that you face, why just putting them in a regular, say, public school system or foster care or something like that may not be sufficient. Why is it that a program like yours is needed?
Well, I've had some experience dealing with young ladies that were brought from this tragic situation they're in. Most of them are all A-type personalities. They have been forced into be mindset as be very aggressive and manipulative. They would work better in those situations where there's 24-hour home care by ladies. In this home, I read where in some statistics, Oklahoma is per capita is number 4 in the nation on sex trafficking of juveniles. And I have talked as an officer to Vice and Tulsa in Oklahoma City. At Oklahoma City, recovers approximately around 8 a month. Each home will hold 6 girls, so we would be getting the girls who DHS deems would be proper to come here for the best chances of recovery and less chances of problems. We, in our contract at DHS, we will insist they will not have anybody come to our home that's violent, currently on addicted drugs, or with child.
And isn't it the case that Oklahoma has become, unfortunately, kind of a destination spot for trafficking due to some laws passed in Texas? I mean, I think we all remember the horrifying story of the girl that was, lured away from her father at a Dallas Mavericks game, brought to Oklahoma, and prostituted out or trafficked in a hotel in Oklahoma City. So it's a severe problem in our community, correct?
It is correct. It's an interstate problem. The bad actors will move across state lines and stuff, of course, to beat the jurisdictional complications that arises from that. We have 4 organized crime units in Oklahoma since the medical marijuana thing was passed. And with them, it also brings in sex trafficking of juveniles, boys and girls.
Questions? Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
We'll take up the voting on it after a bit. So
Thank you for coming. Pastor Theodis Manning. Welcome, sir. Care to speak?
And as Pastor Manning is coming up here, I would also like to recognize his lovely and very talented wife, Felicia Manning. How are you, Felicia?
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, board. I didn't know I was going to say anything when you asked me to be here, but I appreciate you and appreciate the support you've had for our organization, teaching and saving kids. I think most of you all are familiar with what we do, so I won't waste a lot of time doing that. But what we're, I think it was the former director, Jamie Overstreet. She did all this the last time, but she's retired now. So I was here to support her. But anyway, what we're proposing is to go into the juvenile center with our program to help not only rehabilitate, but divert youth in a positive direction. Even after they transition out of the juvenile system, they'll come to our program on the outside where we'll continue to teach, not only teach, but help provide coping skills for the trauma that they're experiencing. And with that said, did you have anything to say? This is Brother Parrish Powell. He will be the project manager for the juvenile project. So I asked him to be here with me. Did you have anything to say? So I'll yield the floor for any
Only
questions.
thing I had to add is due to, we're only asking for up to 200,000 a year, but that's only because of a miscommunication between Pastor Manning and I. So he may be back if we, even if we enact this here today. That's not the sum total of what is needed for the program he's looking for. But I think we all are familiar from having passed the matter before for a juvenile program through our juvenile bureau, but the need is there. And I will also say, if you ever get a chance, I would strongly encourage you to go and see a task presentation down at Lexington Prison, which I had the opportunity to do a couple months ago at Pastor Manning's invitation, and it is very heartwarming. And both this and I will say the last presenter, both of those programs will certainly have a positive impact on reducing our jail population, which is, of course, very directly related to what we deal with as a county. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you. Stacy McNeiland, am I saying that right? Welcome.
Good morning, Stacy McNeiland. I am with the Care Center of Oklahoma County. First, I want to acknowledge and thank all of the commissioners. I know the ARPA process has been a long one, and I understand there's an application and that there's an assembly going on, and I want to respect that. But I do appreciate the opportunity to speak about Oklahoma County's only child advocacy center. So these wonderful programs that are going on that you're also hearing about are really after abuse has happened, but we are an organization that are the front line. We are front line behind police and DHS after a call is made. After that is confirmed that child abuse has existed, children come to the care center for all shocking and heinous cases of sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect, witness to a violent crime or murder, human trafficking, sex trafficking, and drug endangered. If it involves a child 2 to 18, they're going to come to the care center to receive a bevy of services wrapped in a multidisciplinary process where they are receiving forensic interviews that are audio and video recorded, used in a court of law. They receive on-site medical attention and also medical care for their entire life, as well as counseling, immediate crisis counseling, counseling for life, including a lot of other programs like prevention. We've provided prevention education for over 65,000 children in the Oklahoma County area. 1 in 3 children in our county right here are abused. However, we lack the appropriate funding to be able to serve these kids in the manner that they deserve. I'm open for any questions should you have any.
Can you also talk a little bit about the program that you have where you go out into schools and things like that in a very, let's call it a non-invasive way, a subtle way, describe abuse so that children who may be hearing that, who might not realize they've been abused, might come forth to their teacher or somebody else and do that?
Yes, sir. That is called our ROAR program. So think of a lion roaring at you, but we go into young children's classrooms starting at age 4, going through 2nd grade. That's purposeful because the majority of children that we see at the care center are ages 3 to 9 years old. which is so super unfortunate. We are the first of its kind international program teaching children in that young age group how to protect their bodies. ROAR is an acronym standing for Remember, Privates Are Private. O, okay to say no. Always talk about secrets and reach out and tell someone.
And if you all have not had the chance to see the Care Center's beautiful new building, it is pretty incredible, and it allows you guys to serve families in a much better environment. So it's a very wonderful building.
Come on out. I'll
Yeah.
give you a tour.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Stacy.
Terry Ward.
I'm a longtime member of the Deer Creek, west of Edmond area, and I'm on the board of the Hopewell Heritage Foundation. We have been attempting for years to restore a building that is on it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It's at Northwest 178th and MacArthur. For you, I don't, if you've ever driven by there, now this is a picture probably in the 60s, which very special building. And the architect was Bruce Goff, who's in Oklahoma. You think of Frank Lloyd Wright, Bruce Goff as primary architects from this area. Bruce Goff was the head of the School of Architecture at OU for many years, and he is known for his odd structures of buildings, homes, and different things. But I've been a part of this board attempting to rehabilitate this building to serve the Deer Creek community as a community center. It's in great need of repairs. One of the things that is needed for people want to tour this building and with the possibility of seeing it, helping restore. Well, it's not even safe to be inside it right now. And we have other materials, corrugated metal, that is there to be put up on the outside. It would be very much needed to help it from the continued deterioration, to also improve the exterior. But I don't think there's another building in northwest Oklahoma County or in the Deer Creek area or Edmond area that has any greater historical value. And I'd like to see it restored, and any help you all can bring, it would be greatly appreciated.
Just a couple questions before you go. So if you've driven by there and see this big teepee looking structure, that's what we're talking about. It
Yes.
It used to be a church, Hopewell Baptist Church. It's no longer a church. It's we operate as a secular community center. There is a church kind of surrounding it on the property, but that particular part of it would be secular, and it is
totally secular.
And I think it is about the only landmark building in Deer Creek.
Yes.
That community, if it were incorporated, would be probably one of the top 30, 40 population towns in the state. It is the majority of the residents of our unincorporated areas in Oklahoma County live in Deer Creek. And it would be something that would be very much needed in the community. And as you said, it's on the National Register.
It's a landmark. If you go into the Deer Creek community, everybody gives directions. Well, you go to the TP Church and
then go from there. Right.
Who owns it now?
Pardon me?
Who owns the structure?
Hopewell Heritage Foundation.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Judge Stoner.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Judge Ken Stoner. I preside over our Oklahoma County Treatment Court, specifically our Drug DUI Court, our Veterans Treatment Court, and I supervise our Mental Health Court. We have approximately 700 active participants in our program right now. These are individuals that we consider to be in the program. They are called high risk, high need. High risk means that they are unlikely to be successful on a typical supervision or a normal probation plan. They have high need, that means they also have a moderate to severe substance use disorder or a moderate to severe mental health need. These people, the Oklahoma County defendants, these are the people who are our frequent flyers in our jails. We have a very high success rate if we have the right level of monitoring and supervision and treatment and encouragement and support. They do very well. We have over an 80% graduation rate. But we are in a rather desperate situation. Right now, we get part of our funding. We have a cooperation agreement between the state of Oklahoma and Department of Health. They do provide some funding for our program, but it's not nearly adequate. We've been asking for some support from the county, specifically some of the ARPA funds, to be used and it is allowable under ARPA to things that would be under the umbrella of drug treatment. We're asking for $120,000. We have one of the major concerns that we have right now is the fentanyl crisis. Fentanyl has arrived in our community with a vengeance. And matter of fact, we've had several of our participants die in the program for overdoses of fentanyl. And unfortunately, I think we're just really on the front end of a long wave. We have just started testing for fentanyl at the expense of about $25,000 a year, just to begin to have some level of testing for that. We're not even able to test everybody in the program for it consistently. That's one of our significant needs. We also were asking funding for just different technology for monitoring our participants, and also emergency housing. My position and what I'm asking this county in Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma has kind of been the center of our incarceration crisis, and I propose that we do have the opportunity to be the epicenter of the solution. So I'm asking this county to support this effort so we can become leaders. We're the ones that are responsible for creating the framework in which people can be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for mentioning, the spike in the problems that you all have faced due to fentanyl. Same thing at the jail. I mean, it's what's driving excess jail deaths, all that kind of stuff. It's something that is, I don't know if fentanyl as a drug is new, but its arrival en masse in our county is a relatively new thing and has caused havoc in so many areas.
I would say this is borderline crisis situation for us.
And I attended your last graduation and loved it. Do you know when your next one is so folks can know about graduation?
It will be, I think it's the first week of April. I have to get that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was very cool to watch and be a part of.
Thank you very much for your support.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Do you have debate or discussion about any of these items?
Yeah, so items 39 through 43, all the folks who came up and spoke. I just want to thank you for being here and presenting your needs. You all are doing incredible work, and I know almost all of you personally. But for me, I don't think we are ready to vote on this since we do not have any agreements in place with these folks, and we have not opened our application up to other organizations. So for me, this is not necessarily a no, it's just a not right now. So that's kind of where I stand.
So this is my last meeting as commissioner, and I was somewhat tracking where the process was going, and there are many very deserving programs this could go to, including some others that I would like to see going forward, but these are the five that where the need seemed the most urgent. And I appreciate Commissioner Glimmer's comments. I don't see those necessarily being a bar to any of them. And I would like us to consider going forward with all these five. I will say I recognize there's a number of demands on the $154 million in ARPA that the county was given. Number one, a fair amount of it has been spent on items for, other, functions actually run by the county. The sheriff's office received a great deal of it, some others, et cetera. And then I think that there is some that would be relevant to our detention center, not directly for building a detention center, but through mental health and some other aspects that can go to that. I'm very well aware of that. But the amount of this, the reason I didn't put in everything that people had approached me about on that, is a very small portion of that 154 million. I mean, this is, less than $1.5 million total. And I felt like it would be appropriate to pursue those. And so, I'm happy to take further questions, but I would like to see if we can go forward on those.
Well, now I need to disclose that my new chief deputy and her husband are indirectly involved with the Hopewell. I didn't know this was going to be on the agenda until I saw it on the agenda. Didn't have any lobbying on her to put this on the agenda, so obviously I abstained from anything involved in that, but in interest of full disclosure. Secondarily, I'm not sure how much money we have left to give and what I have a stack literally this tall in our office of things that have come to me. I appreciate that you needed to get this in and your 2 cents, and I certainly would carry that forward for my part to see where we're at after we know kind of how much money we have to consider. And it would take, certainly this has occurred under your watch in part with ours, and so I would at this time share Commissioner Bloomert's feelings that this is not the time to take action on it, but I certainly appreciate the information and all the hard work that each of these individuals is doing, and it's certainly not a no. It's just not right now also.
So as to provide some guidance to our recipients, what would the two of you suggest as far as a time frame for going forward with a vote?
I think it's my understanding that Accenture has built or is building a public application that is almost ready to be made public. As soon as others on the Policy and Governance Committee gives that a green light. So.
And I'm sure Mr. Davidson, who is going to succeed me, will keep these 5 recipients in mind. I do think that for all of them, there is some urgency to it, but for some, probably more than others. And so I would hope that you all would take that into account as we go forward on getting some of these out.
And we've had one community forum, and I believe we're having 3 more. And I think the next one is set for January 5th. I believe the next one is set for January 5th at Metro Tech in the evening. But I don't believe it's been finalized. So we will have more opportunities for groups who may not have sent us requests to make their need known. Mr. Taylor?
Good morning, Commissioners. On behalf of the P&G as the chairman currently, my recommendation for these items would be to defer these to the Policy and Governance for the review for external projects.
Okay. And is your next P&G meeting in early January?
Well, the next one's tomorrow,
oh,
but the one that these would be on, the earliest would be January 10th.
Okay.
And what I have personally told everybody who's applied indirectly by submitting something to me, which is, again, not a formal process because we haven't established one yet, is that we'll be in touch. And we don't know yet, so how are we able to tell anybody else? And I, for one, want to make sure Accenture signs off on everything that I consider voting on. And I also want to make sure that we have done all of our due diligence with things around the county functions before we start looking at money to go out to the public that we don't necessarily have to offer. So
To those that came, Accenture is the consultant that the county has retained to tell us whether or not a particular use of our ARPA funds would be in compliance with the regulations on ARPA as set by the federal government. And so there will be certainly any vote that would have occurred here today would obviously have been made subject to that. So if I heard you correctly, Mr. Taylor, you said that you thought the next meeting of Policy and Governance as currently scheduled was January 10th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then why don't I move that we defer this item to the Policy and Governance Committee to be taken up on January 10th?
Do you want to do 39 through 43?
Yes, all 39 through 43. I will so move.
Second?
all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you again to all the
Yes.
presenters.
And you
Thank
meet,
you.
P&G is going to meet in here on the 10th at what time?
Well, that'll be up to the new chair,
Okay.
which hasn't been established yet.
All right. So more information is coming. You'll know when. But thank you all very much for coming and making the presentation. It does make a difference, and it means a lot.
Okay, is the assessor still here? He's gone. Oh, there he is. Okay. Anything you want to speak about your item? Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Good morning. This is just a standard renewal agreement for the health plan. This is for our annual tax reporting. Just asking for your approval.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, from the clerk, we have the action to receive the County Conservation District annual financial statements. He's right over there.
What is the county conservation district? I'm just curious what it is.
There are a whole lot of conservation districts set up around the
Right.
state. There's a state agency that oversees them, and the one that is set up for Oklahoma County,
That's
what it's
correct.
called.
This
So
is
it's-
just annual.
It's a
Okay,
separate
yeah.
entity. It's not run by us.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, move to receive.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
$47, the schedule of expenditures for the SCFA.
Is this move to receive or move to approve? Maybe move to approve.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The next one is our publications list for 23.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And can we hold item 49 and do those here in a second? Okay. The DA, this was the contract she referred to a while ago.
Okay.
Is there a motion with this requisition number?
Do we need to receive this into the record? Or is this already attached on here?
It's not. We need to receive this into the record.
Okay, I will move to receive this PO. Let's see. Hold on.
Requisition.
Okay, there we go. I will move to receive this document that was given to us. Requisition number, is it listed in here? Okay. 1230375.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Stacy?
We have secured a grant similar to that of XXX for the Wilshire and Indian Meridian location. This would be a phase one where we actually do the design work. It's a 75-25 match. And if we're successful at keeping the BCAs where they need to be, we would be considered for phase two, which would actually be the construction. So it's good news moving forward for our next river problem location.
Okay, is there a motion?
I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thank
Good
you,
work.
Stacy.
That's exciting. All right, facilities.
District 1 and District 3 and the public defender have left the Investors Capital Building. This is housekeeping. A cancellation, item 52 is cancellation of the rental agreement between the BOCC and the PBA for District 1 space.
I will move approval.
And the state auditor has already emailed me this morning, they're drilling for a chance to check it out.
Well, we'll show it to them.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 53 is a like agenda item for District 3.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 54 is a like item for the public defender.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now that the court clerk's in the room, I have received information from Renee Troxel, and she says that if we could move to reopen item 35, you may have information too. Okay. She says that without interfering with the courts, the 2 days of those listed that could work are Juneteenth and Jefferson Day. And to answer her question, anybody else that's following, Good Friday was not a federal or state recognized holiday and therefore was ineligible to be considered, even though it has been honored by us in the past. So Jefferson Day would replace that April-ish holiday, kind of depending on when the Easter weekend fell.
So Juneteenth is Monday, June 19th, and Jefferson Day, is that a Monday, April 13th? Or is that a Friday? It's a Thursday. Oh.
And you don't have to. These are just options. Board's pleasure.
And the previous list we approved had 9.
Those that the
holidays.
state are recognizing. These are in addition to what the state's recognizing.
Well, I certainly would be supportive of Juneteenth. I don't know anything about Jefferson Day. So I guess I don't have I would love to include Juneteenth, but I don't have a strong preference on Jefferson Day.
I know it doesn't affect you. Do you care?
Not really. I mean, if we're looking for another holiday for employees, and that's the one that is the least disruptive on the courts, then fine.
Mr. Warren?
Those will work fine for us. We have a jury Monday that Monday, but Thursday won't affect it, so that would be fine for us.
I'll move that we add Juneteenth, which is Monday, June 19th, and Jefferson Day, which is Thursday, April 13th, to our approved list of holidays for 2023.
Second.
And Renee has just signified that that works for her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Warren, for your work on this. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Now, Planning Commission, Eric, sorry.
This was an item that was continued from the previous Board of County Commissioners meeting. Essentially just kind of review what we're discussing is it was a PUD that was approved, or I'm sorry, denied by the Planning Commission. The PUD is for a residential PUD. It was going to have 11 lots. Lot sizes are going to be approximately ½ acre in size. A lot of the people that came to the meeting, the Planning Commission meeting, asked that it be denied due to flooding issues in the area. They thought developing this would add to that issue, was the main concern. They're also concerned about traffic. We did have a letter from Deer Creek Water saying that they could serve the area. But those were the main issues that were brought up at the meeting itself. This application was brought to the Planning Commission previously back in August, and it was denied then as well. The application was different in the sense that it had commercial and residential at that point. I think one of the other concerns that was brought up at that meeting and this previous meeting at the Planning Commission was septic and aerobic systems and how that was going to be treated. So those are the main items of concern. If you had any questions, I can answer those.
I'm going to move that we deny the application, that we agree with the Planning Commission and deny the application that's in my district.
Anyone here to speak on this? Okay. Guess they're not. Anybody else? Got a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thought we did that. All right. Purchasing.
This item is before you. It was brought to my attention last week that the Board of County Commissioners has a postage machine, and there's a couple of different ways to obtain that postage. Historically, we are able to issue a purchase order and get the postage machine on that. However, there was a check that was mailed to the wrong address, and so due to timing, if we still issued a purchase order, we would actually not have postage on that machine until mid-January. Due to the holidays or whatever work that may be done towards the end of this calendar year, that the districts, as well as every BOCC department who utilizes this machine, the postage would not be available. All of that would be delayed. So I hurried and put this item before you today just for discussion, consideration. I'm also taking this to the Policy and Governance meeting tomorrow. That agenda item is already on there. This just seemed to be urgent as this is the last BOCC meeting of the year. So that is before you today. The other part, so that would be the additional purchase, would be to add the P card use for postage. I have on here to also increase the allowable credit limit from 10,000 to 15,000. This is a policy decision, has nothing to do with the statutory regulation for how much credit we can have on the card. And that would just allow me to serve more departments, including a large purchase for postage.
I appreciate you doing this. This has been an issue a couple of times. This is a smart, savvy, efficient way, I think, to handle this. And given what postage costs now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a large mailing to throw off what we thought was a sufficient balance left on the meter for the foreseeable time,
Right.
just depending on what notices need to be mailed out to the public and so forth. All right, is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Now, finally, Sheriff or Under Sheriff.
The document before you today closes out a task force that was in existence for a long time between the sheriff's office, the city police department, the district attorney's office. They actually had people assigned to the task force. We wrapped it up in, I believe, July of 2020, and this just kind of closes that up. They're no longer involved, other than processing cases or prosecuting cases and handling our civil asset forfeiture stuff. They still do that, but they don't have people assigned to it anymore.
Can you remind us what commit stands for?
It's commit Central Oklahoma Metro Interdiction Team.
Okay. And is there another group that's performing this function?
CITCO, Criminal Interdiction Team of Central Oklahoma, without the district attorney's office involved as an active participant.
Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 58, you have anything to say about that? Guess not. You have anything to say about item 58?
No, Jack. Other than it's routine, it's yearly. The only thing that changes, I think, is the amount, and that's where we landed this year. So.
Okay.
And can you remind us what you all spend these funds on?
I believe historically we've spent these funds in the last couple of years on our radio contract with Oklahoma City.
I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now for the dreaded part, our farewells. I've put it off as long as I could. We're trying to keep you here, Karen, just as long as we can. We'll start with the clerk on item 49. Ms. Hudson, did you wish to, or Danny Lambert, welcome back.
Whoa, Danny.
Good morning. Good to see everybody again. I'm very honored to be the one that gets to read this resolution for Karen. Karen and I worked together for almost 30 years. She's much more than a coworker to me. She's a very dear friend and almost like family. And it's my privilege to be able to read this resolution for her. Come stand with me. All right. Resolution honoring Karen Prince Thompson on her well-deserved retirement after 39 plus years of dedication and outstanding service to Oklahoma County and its citizens. Whereas Karen Prince Thompson will retire on January 20th, 2023 after a 39-year career with the Oklahoma County Clerk's Office and service to the citizens of Oklahoma County. And whereas Karen began her career in the Oklahoma County Clerk's Office on August 15th, 1983, where she spent the next 39 years serving 5 different Oklahoma County clerks. And whereas Karen has done an outstanding job as the budget analyst, receiving an inventory officer, working with all the county departments, assisting with their budgets and estimate needs, maintaining the county clerk's budget, preparing the county budget book, preparing the budget board and evaluation team's agendas and minutes, preparing financial reports, assisting with the preparation of the county's annual comprehensive financial report, and supporting the work of the Oklahoma County Excise Board, among so many other things that are too numerous to list. And whereas Karen has amassed an extensive amount of institutional knowledge regarding county and municipal government during her years of service to them, including annually gathering and reviewing the budgets of all Oklahoma County municipalities and school districts within Oklahoma County, and calculating the tax levies for Oklahoma County. And whereas Karen is more than a coworker, she is part of the county family and a dear friend to us all. We have enjoyed hearing about her family life and getting to know her husband, Ron, daughters Cassie and Bethany, sons Marcus and Matthew, and their beautiful families. And whereas Karen has always gone above and beyond anything that was asked of her, her work ethic and integrity are unmatched, and she has earned the respect and appreciation from all her coworkers and all other county departments. She is known for being able to answer most any question anyone has regarding county government finance. She has always been kind and good-natured and willing to do anything she could for others. These qualities have never gone unnoticed, which is why she will be remembered so fondly and missed. And whereas it is with sincere gratitude, we wish Karen a retirement full of happiness, spending her time with her family and friends, spoiling her grandkids, cheering on her beloved Oklahoma State Cowboys, and doing the things that she has always desired to do once time has allowed. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of County Commissioners of Oklahoma County does hereby recognize the significant contributions made by Karen Prince Thompson and congratulate and thank her for her 39 years and 5 months of service to Oklahoma County in the Oklahoma County Clerk's Office.
Thank you. I just have a couple of words. Number one, thank you, commissioners, elected officials, county department heads, and all the county employees. It has been an honor to work with everybody the last 39 years and to serve the citizens of Oklahoma County, and also work very closely with all the cities and the schools. That's kind of been my favorite part, is getting the tax levies ready, I guess, for our tax bills to go out. I would like to introduce my family and thank my family. I have grown up at the county. I have spent all my adult years here at the county, and my family has grown up here with me. So my husband, Ron, my oldest daughter, Cassie, and her husband, Andrew, my 3 grandkids, Noah, Zachariah, and Luke, aka Tasmanian Devil. My oldest son is back there somewhere, Marcus, and his husband Jacob wasn't able to be here. He works for the what is it? The Turnpike Authority. And then my youngest daughter Bethany, who works for Court Clerk Warren, and then my youngest son Matthew, and recently engaged, and his fiance Jamie wasn't able to be here. But this is my family. They've grown up here. They've been up. They've known my coworkers. My coworkers know them. And when you say county is a family, it is. And basically, I'm leaving this family to go spend more time with my real family, and I get to watch Taz while Cassie's finishing her degree to be a teacher. It's Luke, but I call him Taz because he's all over the place. So anyway, thank you very much. And it's been an honor to serve the county.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kelly, welcome back. Thank you for coming to salute our friends. Karen, you've been great, and I've worked with you for many, many years, and of course, go way back, and appreciate you in your diligence, and up until just the other day, your service on the retirement board, and which was above and beyond your service as an employee. So thank you very much for everything you've ever done and your friendship. Okay, is there a motion?
I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll hold on to you. We're going to do all these at once. Get back up here. All right. For my own farewell here, let me see if I can get this item to come up. Getting used to this new computer system. There it is. Okay, District 2 is losing Oklahoma County District 2 Chief Deputy Michael Taylor. I got it to pull up here, Sharon, but it is tiny. Is there a way to blow it? Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. So, it's my honor to recognize Michael Taylor. This is a resolution that commemorates his entire service to not just us at Oklahoma County, but also his other roles that he's played that maybe many of you don't even know about. So whereas Michael Taylor has devoted nearly 14 years of his life in dedicated exemplary public service as a member of the Office of Oklahoma County Commissioner District 2, beginning in February of 2009 as second deputy. Whereas Michael Taylor rose through the ranks in the county commissioner's office, transitioning from second deputy to road superintendent and then promoted to chief deputy in his current position held in Oklahoma County. Whereas Michael Taylor served in the United States Air Force as a weather specialist, worked for the state of Oklahoma with the Departments of Labor and Insurance, and worked with the Alzheimer's Association as a public policy coordinator. Whereas Michael Taylor has served on numerous professional organizations and boards, including appointment to the Oklahoma Council of Bond Oversight, the Oklahoma City Oversight Committee, Community and Neighborhood Enhancement Advisory Board, and served on the War Veterans Commission. Whereas Michael Taylor is active in the American Legion as past state commander and current National Legislative Commission. I will point out, when he served as state commander, he was the youngest one in the United States. Whereas Michael Taylor has been an assistant district governor for Rotary International District 5750, and whereas Michael Taylor has served as a board member of Messiah Lutheran Church and School in Oklahoma City, where he and his family are members. Whereas Michael Taylor is among the most loyal and conscientious public servants whose leadership has blessed Oklahoma County and improved the lives and communities within. And whereas Michael Taylor has elected to retire from Oklahoma County to start the next chapter of his career on the 20th day of December 2022. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners, Oklahoma County, hereby recognizes and honors the 14-year career and personal character of Michael Taylor, to whom we are grateful for his service. And I will move this item.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And I wanted to say, surprises every day. I didn't know my family was going to be here, so I wasn't going to let my wife know I was retiring until I pulled the RV to the driveway. And then, oh, my mom's here. I can't use any four-letter words, just in case. Over one's 30-year plus career that I've had, through the years has always included 3 to 5 10-year plans or goals that I've set out. And many times it was on a napkin at a local cafeteria. I'll say that. Okay. And for one that doesn't like change, I just wanted to share a few memories with you. Mainly, I'll hit a memory of each position I held. Second deputy, first day. District 2 was actually on the first floor, shared a common hallway with engineering and planning. One of the first people I met was Tyler, and he told me how to make the coffee. Here's the coffee beans, here's the filters. And I will, so when he retired recently, I thought, man, there's something afoot. And then several county clerk office staff have retired in recent years, or excuse me, months. And it set this plan into motion. Another memory I had was going out to the yard, and we were going to be all hands on deck for one of the road building, a mile Luther Road. And Ken Wallace and Brian Cooper put me on the BOMAG recycler. And there's no recycling to it. It just chews up the asphalt, and anything else it tries to grab, it'll chew it up. But after the third day, Brian Cooper went off to another project. And I says, well, why is that? And Ken says, you know everything you need to know about this piece of equipment. Keep going. So we turned it around and went on down the other side of the mile, and that was a memory I had of that. Now we flash forward to a memory that of the year 2020, and a virus that won't be named in this speech, but it changed a lot of 3 and 5 year plans for a lot of people. My list of 3 and 5 year plans were pretty much turned upside down. And for instance, I was planning on going and get my master's, but that's another story altogether. It doesn't mean you can't finish your master's. But anyway, that's what you get for being here. I will have to say my 10-year plan, I said at that time, did not have me here at the county. And there's a caveat to that, because if I happen to move to unincorporated area, I'll be available for the Planning Commission. So that's, where's Eric? Derek leave already? Okay. But with all that, and I'm honored to say that I've served in capacities, whether it's the tax roll meeting we had at 9:30 today, or the court council that met last week, as I did my farewell tour and said goodbye. There's a lot of people that we have touched each other's lives, and I want to thank you for that. In Oklahoma County, I want to thank you for the memories.
Well, I'd be remiss to not add a few comments, and if there are others who'd like to, for either Karen or Michael, feel free to step forward. But no other chief deputy and commissioner have had a closer relationship than he and I appreciate him. Loyal is an understatement for Michael. His conscientiousness and worrying about the taxpayers' dollars is unparalleled, and he has, in 14 years, never forgot that it's the people's money we spend down here. And I appreciate that, because those are sometimes, particularly on policy and governance, hard votes to cast, because a lot of noble causes out there, but someone has to make sure the books are balanced with priorities. And a lot of those are handled at the BET, but the policy side of that is often dealt with on P&G. And so the BET often has to just figure out how to do it once the P&G has handed it down. And so knowing in advance that that's a place where he could help try to right the tide. And also I would say that just a friendship. I think everybody here mistakenly believes that he's my brother for some reason. There's a lot of people say that all the times. I can handle that. It's just when they say he's my younger brother that gets on my nerves. So by you retiring, that helps establish that you are, in fact, way older than me. But I appreciate his family, too. It's a one package deal. I can't tell you the number of parades. I told his daughters not too long ago that I literally had their life growing up in photos, because they're all the pictures of all the events, and all of them come out together as a family. So thank you all for being here to salute and honor Michael. Anyone else have anything else to say before I?
Well, I'll just say, first of all, to Karen, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you. Great to see your family here, and best wishes on retirement. My youngest two are girls, so we're past that Taz stage with the boys. So, but blessings to you. And then Mike, you and I've been friends long before you were even at the county. Miranda, great to see you here, and Godspeed in your new role.
And I think it's impressive that both of you have had your career in public service. And I know, Karen, you've been here maybe longer than I've been alive. And I say that because that's rare to have someone give that much time to a public entity, and same with Mr. Taylor. So both of you have well-deserved retirements.
And we'll take pictures, but under Commissioner comments, I'd like to lead off by saying thank you, Commissioner Calvi, for your service. And it's been an honor to serve with you, and I appreciate many of the principled stands you have also taken. We all served during that 2020 that Michael referred to, and it was a lot of tough decisions. There was no playbook to go by. And you dually served on the trust for the charter forming of the jail trust, and I appreciate that too. You have helped walk through, and like others who have resigned, you have stayed on there to see us through some of the rocky patches, and I appreciate that. I have heard nothing but good things about all your road building. Sometimes I get calls, I don't know about you, saying, how come you can't do it as good as him? They feel like your roads are really good. You might not have had as much of the turnpike go through your district. Could be one reason. But anyway, I know Commissioner Vaughn fought for years on the flooding. You really addressed a lot of the issues with regards to that. And you've always been very responsive to your district and the things that have come up, including today's ARPA funds. You're always fighting for District 3. while thinking about the whole county, no one could argue that you weren't a champion for District 3. So I salute you for your service and thank you for your friendship. And I will miss serving with you.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to say as your last meeting?
Well, other than when people talk about it being a county family, and it is remarkable, for some of you 39 years, that's actually not that uncommon at Oklahoma County. It's very rare outside in other places. We have, I think the average tenure on my road crews is well over 20 years, and we have at least one guy who's been there 40. And I think that is in part a testament to the kind of congenial atmosphere that people generally have. And so I do appreciate each and every one of you. I had one goal in campaigning for this office, and that was to see us be able to build a new jail, preferably without raising taxes. The stage is set for that. You guys will carry that on. So I think that as far as I'm concerned, what I set out to do, we did. Pending good decisions by you, which I'm quite confident will happen. But that's well underway. I think the voter affirmation by such a landslide margin of the bond issue, demonstrates that. So that's why I ran for it. I have gotten to really enjoy the road building aspect of things. That is, at least for me, it's fun. It's been fun for my kids to come, etc. And do that, and I will miss that. I'll be doing my farewells to my road crews later this week. And but to all of you at the county, I do appreciate you and appreciated serving with both of you commissioners. And may Godspeed and keep going forward.
And I'll add that, the three of us don't always agree on everything, but the one major thing we all agreed on the last few years was we needed a new jail, and we need to take better care of the people inside our jail and the people who work inside our jail. And we need to provide better treatment options once you're inside that facility. So I appreciate you for sticking to that. And we are where we are now, where we're about to build a new facility because all three of us got behind that. So thank you, Commissioner Calvi.
Under citizens' comment, if there are any others that would like to add anything for any of them, any citizens wishing to be heard for any reason. I would just add under commissioner comments that congratulations to Commissioner Blumert for being reelected, to Commissioner-elect Calvi, Chief Deputy Miles Davidson for being elected, and looking forward to serving with you. And also congratulations to the Treasurer Butch Freeman and the Assessor Larry Stein for your reelections. So
yes,
we'll have a familiar set of faces here to continue on the next couple of years with. All right, I know that there are photos to be taken, and we'll do that right after we recess into executive session, but I want to announce that there's a farewell party for Commissioner Calvi to be held in the county clerk's office following this meeting.
Oh, okay.
So, surprise. And if everybody will make their way down, pardon? And, well, obviously it's for Karen and for Michael also, but everybody's invited.
Why don't I go ahead and move, we recess and do executive session. I don't think that precludes us from taking the pictures.
Right.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Karen, do you want to have your family up here first? Okay.
session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 On item 63, I would move that we reject the settlement offer.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 On item 64, I would move that we reject the settlement offer.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. On item 65, I would move that we disclaim subject to any unpaid ad valorem taxes.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I don't think we need to take any action on 66.
Okay. All right, going back to item 7.
I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, there's an item from the district attorney's office to add that requisition. That was a blanket requisition, and so that is just to be added to the blanket report, number 123037555, to Sheep and Stone in the amount of $25,000. That was for the contract that you approved earlier in the docket.
I'll move our blanket purchase orders with the addition that Ms. Boso mentioned.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then the clerk tells me that we did not actually vote on Michael's resolution, so I'll move that item.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Is there any citizens wishing to speak now? If not,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wait. PBA. Pop up, or do we have to refresh it?
Mine popped up.
You have to view it. You join.
That's county commission.
Okay, well, I evidently signed out, so.
Definitely faster. Just didn't know what to do about this.
Don't know what to do about it either. To join.
Okay. Just let me know when you're ready. Ready? Okay, I will call the PBA together. All three trustees were present. Notice of the meeting was properly posted December 15th. Is there action to approve the minutes of December 5th?
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I'll move we approve our claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to receive the report of fees for November?
Move to receive.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And same with PBA report of fees.
Move to receive.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 5, you want to talk about this one, or Michael, or nobody?
After a year of working through this, here about a month ago, we received a document that they've determined that they would want to terminate the item that we passed first in December of last year and then April again. So this is the allowing for the signature of the chair to allow for that termination.
And I waited because I thought that there was a misunderstanding with a glitch in the document that was approved, and wanting to see just before we did the nuclear option here that there wasn't something that could be worked out, and the military has decided, so it's final.
I'll move to terminate the agreement.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
I'm sorry that didn't work out, and I appreciate everybody's time and patience in working through that. And item 6 is regarding the $3 million that was set aside for the sheriff headquarters. Do you want to see anybody? Anderson, do you want to talk about it? Okay.
So this is the money that we set aside to build a new facility, assuming that Kraus was sold and we no longer were in Kraus.
That's my
When to
understanding,
build
yeah.
it, it was to get the engineering and
It was to get the
architecture
engineering and architecture. So can you speak on if you all want to remain in Kraus? And if you do want to remain in Kraus?
Absolutely.
I assume that there are probably some renovations, upgrades you want to do if that is going to be your permanent home.
Yes.
Okay.
Our intention is to make the necessary requests and discussions in formal meetings, whatever the best path forward is. We would like to utilize the space in the entire building. We anticipate the emergency management having a footprint there, a continuity of operations center of some sort, just some things that we've had discussions on in the past couple of years, on how to, the best use of that whole facility for, everyone and not just the sheriff's office. So yes, we absolutely want to do that in the best way this body thinks we need to move forward.
So does this agenda item give us the ability to keep this money set aside for future needs in this for the sheriff?
It just, from my purposes was to put on here, because obviously it's no longer attached to the item 5. So this is for us to state what we're going to do, which could be to defer it. It's just letting you know that it's
Okay.
now released. Or it's certainly not tethered to that item 5.
And we're currently negotiating the architect's contract. It's just simply moving locations now.
Okay.
So I still do have need for some funding.
So we can retain the architect that you all selected
We
for the new
select-
facility. You can continue
Yeah.
using it for needs at Kraus.
Yes.
Okay.
You have any comments? Okay, well, my thought is that we're used to not having this right now. Let's see what you need with it. And then obviously don't spend any more of it than you have to. And then we could hopefully have some windfall money here to apply to maybe at least other aspects of this. Is that suitable?
Yeah, we're going to probably need this and some more from some source.
I wanted to be
get it all
optimistic.
done.
Thought
Is Mr. Barnes here?
he's not.
Okay. Because how much? Can you all remind me how much we set aside in ARPA money for Mr. Barnes to have a new emergency operations center?
5 million, and then they might have added the 20%. I'm not sure. That's what the 20. So he does have some money for this similar location for his operations.
Okay.
And having them co-located will save you some dollars.
Okay. So under Sheriff, are you all wanting to start having these discussions in, would it be PBA advisory?
I would assume so.
Okay.
We're going to rely on PBA and some discussions with Mr. Trumbo about the two, the big picture of what we want the end result to be and the best path forward, in terms of what we want to renovate, what's cost prohibitive, what's not, and all that. Because right now the upstairs of that building is not usable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we need to take any action?
Well, redefining this 3 million is not attached to the military. Here's Mr. Barnes if you're wanting to ask him a question. He has re-arrived.
Was it around $5 million that we allocated in ARPA funds for you to have a new emergency operations center?
Yes, ma'am. It was $5 million with $80,000.
Okay. And do you have, I assume you intend to remain at Kraus now that we are retaining that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And maybe I'm going off the agenda item, but I assume we can utilize those ARPA funds to invest in that Kraus building so that you actually have an emergency operations center.
Yes, ma'am. That's my understanding. It's
Okay.
revamping of the shop building, which is part of the original scope, and then doing some additional work in the underground portion of the main building to provide the emergency operations center, backup communication center, which ties to the EOC and some office space.
Okay.
Mr. Monroe?
With the time considerations for use of ARPA funds, would it not be prudent to use the ARPA funds now and reserve PBA funding?
Yes, I would think so.
Then perhaps a return of this $3 million into PBA reserve.
Mr. Taylor?
I don't think you can build a sheriff's office with ARPA funds.
That ARPA funds was a project for new construction for emergency building. So if we're going to stray away from that, that's going to have to change that up and go through a new process. But if we stay with that project, that's new construction of emergency management facility.
Okay.
Okay.
So what should we do? So currently this 3 million, does it have its own line item? Like where is it sitting right now?
I'm not sure what account they've put it in, but it was set aside for the sheriff's facility, wherever that may be.
Well, I think we can utilize it in that account. We just have to give direction for that.
Okay.
Unless anybody here has a reason why that can't be the case. So you want to move to allow them to proceed with those services the engineer just described?
Say those services again.
Well, we're gonna have to start off with hiring an architect to design for the sheriff wherever he may be. And then we're fortunate now there won't be utilities and parking lots because that's already there. So that's gonna help us get off to a good start when I probably got maybe more than I need, but the remainder can go towards the construction when we get there. And we'll have to probably put some money with it to be able to construct everything that's needed. And you're going to have to keep separate, even though they're on the same site, Mr. Barnes's operations from the sheriff's, because one qualifies for ARPA and one does not.
Well, but the particulars are going to have to come before us with contracts anyway.
Yeah.
So we don't have to get into the weeds on all that stuff. This is just saying in general that the money is available for you to proceed with those contract requests to bring for us for consideration.
Okay, so I'll move on item 6. Everything Stacy just said. And that the money can still be utilized for the sheriff's facility, whether it's the actual Kraus building or what was previously thought was a new building.
In other words, you'll have money set aside for these to put in, so it won't be like at the last meeting where it was just discussed about where are we going to pay for this from. Yeah. Okay, second. All in favor, say hey, aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, some new parking spaces.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 8 is a little housekeeping. $25 to be carried over in PBA Kraus account.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 9 is to place into reserve $306,082.90.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 10 is to continue to fund the contract security that we have in Metro 1 and 2. $50,000 will see us through the first quarter. Again, we got off to a rocky start with Goodwill, but they've managed to improve beyond expectations, really. The homeless population is less a problem. We haven't had any graffiti in the past several weeks, so I would encourage this continuation. It's been a big benefit and help to us.
Good. I will move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 11 is the funding, $15,000 for the first quarter for the addition of a Goodwill security person for the Investors Capital Building.
And will this complement a sheriff's deputy? All of this complements a sheriff's deputy that roams.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in the event there's some kind of a problem, security most often knows about it first and then can call an armed deputy if needed.
Okay. I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 12 is to cancel the lease with the BOCC for District 1's space in the Investors Capital Building.
You want to take all three of these together?
Yes, that's fine.
And can you help me understand why we have to put this on BOCC? I know we have to put it on PBA because it's PBA building.
Just so that both entities recognize the cancellation.
Okay. I will move a cancellation of the lease for items 12, 13, and 14.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And item 15 is a lease agreement for office space between Tamara Madewell and the PBA for space in the ICB.
What space is it?
I believe she's on the second floor across from the state auditor.
Okay. Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any citizens wishing to speak? Any board comments? Again, we will miss you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. I want to thank Keith Monroe for making us aware of the situation last week
Yes.
in the parking garage and helping us get that underway as fast as possible. And I'm grateful that there were no incidents. Any new business? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.